Hello everybody, my name is Farmer Phil. We're here with Father Phil. It's Vintage Thursday and we're going to look at the Massey Ferguson 135, my very first tractor that I bought when I was 12 I think.
Knock it off first now so everyone can hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is your very first tractor.
I was 12 wasn't I?
No, 10 I think.
10?
1986. Yeah, it was bought in about 2006. You were about 96, so you're about 10.
Yeah.
A customer of mine that I'd done a lot of work for said to me he had an old tractor he wanted to sell and would I be interested. I said, sure, I look at it, and it was a 135. I came home and I said, you know, you were showing a bit of interest and there was a cab on it. Was the 35 we had was a wreck of a thing.
Yeah.
I said, you know, you'd be a bit safer with the cab on it because you were showing interest in doing bits of driving and things, and I didn't want to discourage you, I wanted to encourage you, maybe a bit too much, but anyway. So we bought it. It is very close to being a 35X rather than a 135.
It's one of the first of them, isn't it?
Oh, it has to be. It has to be. The only big difference is the engine. She's direct injection.
Yeah.
All 135s were direct injection. She has the differential lock. No foot throttle. Never had a foot throttle. And she's the short shaft. Well, a good lot of them came with the short shaft.
Yeah.
It wasn't until mid-build that they came with a long shaft. But that tractor has a horrendous amount of work done.
Yeah. You can look at the steering wheel. The steering wheel is
not even a genuine steering wheel, but the steel is coming out in the wheel. But
yeah,
you look at the pedals. Now it's if we pulled that out with the hedge, you could say it's worn.
Well, no, really, the back of the silage pit.
Yeah, well, might as well have been in a hedge. Look at that pedal.
See the pedal there? It's even like it's wore down, even down here, like. So you can see the pedal and the brake pedal, the far side. They're very, very worn. Very worn.
She has the same axles as the 35 in the front. The early 135s came with that swept axle and the stay bars.
Yeah.
The later ones was a straight solid beam.
Yeah.
Right across. That cab, well, it was green when I started to wash it. It's still green.
Yeah.
It probably came off a John Deere. That tractor was originally imported out of the UK that way.
Yeah.
With that cab fitted.
That's a Duncan cab, isn't it?
It's a Duncan cab, but it's more suited to a different tractor.
Yeah,
it's a bit awkward to get in and out of.
You can see the way it's bolted on, and you can also see we have a great sunroof. Yeah. Serious sunroof. The cab blew off it, or the top of the cab blew off. It used to be on a strap, but it got blown away.
Your windscreen
is a bit.
Your rivets has gone, and your windscreen has to be done. We had a little whoopsie toe on it. It has been on a pull start for a long time.
It's a pull start model. This is how you start it. You get the rope, you untangle it, you hook it to something, and you drive forward. And
in the length of itself, it'll go.
Yeah.
That hasn't been started, I suppose, in 4 or 5 years, and it went in the length of itself this morning.
Yeah, it's very easy started that way.
Last time we used it, there was a bit of a clatter and a bang, and the pulley fell off the water pump. So it wasn't nothing to do with the grill, because it was the next time it was moved.
Yeah.
Someone
so the foot slipped off the clutch and rear-ended the
teleporter. But that was lucky enough the fan was gone because it couldn't do the radiator any harm, and it's not leaking. So it's an easy enough tidy up. Mechanically, the engine and gearbox is being good nick. The lift is
slow.
Questionable. Well, it's questionable because the whole back of it here has that much work done. It's just everything has come out of place. Bushings, everything has gone out of that thing. That's the whole thing has to be tidied up.
Has a pickup hitch on it.
Brakes are good enough. A bit of an oil weep out of the PTO seal. Look at it. It
has a tipping pipe, and it has more hydraulic fittings, or is that where stuff was rubbed off it?
No, it was just what there could have been a loader on that at some stage. I never got to check out the serial number. The serial number is on it, but I would imagine that's in the very, very early productions of 135s.
Yeah,
because it has so many similarities to the 35X. Yeah, but the engine is different now. She's the direct injection because when we got that initially, it was boiling.
Yeah.
And I took the head off it and the head was cracked.
Yeah.
And we had to put a new direct injection head on it.
Yeah, when we got it, we also did up the steering as well.
Yeah, we put all new bushings,
and stuff, and
we done a bit of tidying.
We put lights on it, and we got starter and everything fixed.
You have to remember, it was the job that probably every tractor should be kept away from, but it was the
yard scraper.
It was the yard scraper, and that's what an awful lot of them were used for.
Yeah.
And
still used for.
It fucks them up.
Yeah. That was my tractor, and I during the winter scrap the yards every day, or every Saturday. Still is my tractor, and bring in the bales then. Straw off the field and bring them into the yard for stacking.
Thousands of bales.
Thousands. Oh, I'd spend a week bringing in bales of straw one at a time.
When you go on a bit, you used to go out to other farmers when we were baling silage, and you
put in
a handler and go handling bales.
Put in bales as well.
Tractor. They were our tyres. We put them tyres on it. They're good Goodyear. They're not radius. They're crossbreak tyres. They're well polished, but them tyres were bought in 1983. They were the tyres we were buying.
Yeah.
The time I seen the 590 going by on the lorry
into the local dealership.
Into the local dealership.
Yeah.
And they were on our 35.
Yeah.
And we took them off because I put new tyres on the 35 and I put them onto that.
Yeah.
At the time. But that would have horrendous. We did a fair bit of work with it, but that had an awful lot of work done when we got it.
Yeah.
An awful lot of work. But I can't sign anywhere it was sold. There is a badge on the far side, but maybe we'll get it cleaned up. Maybe somebody that would be in the know, it'd know where that badge is on. In England, they'd know what dealer put their badge on there.
Yeah.
But there is a badge there. It probably will clean up.
There doesn't feel like there's any. Oh, it was painted over.
Painted over.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
The bonnet was brush painted on it, which happened with an awful lot of them. There's no cracks in the block or anything. She's perfectly sound that way. But we gave it a paint stripper top when we go to do her.
Yeah.
And we might be able to find the number. But somebody that's looking at it may know a dealer in the UK that done his badge there. So everyone had a different spot to put their badge on.
Yeah.
But they were that's when did they come out? It's just 125 started in what, 64?
Yeah.
So she's 63, 64 somewhere, you know.
Yeah. It's like someone on the 35, they only live beside where the old dealership was, where the 35X come out.
It's nice
or
to keep a bit of
35
history.
out.
It's nice to keep a bit of history to them. It's nice to know a bit of history. We know very little about that other than the man I bought it off. Had it for a long time.
Yeah.
He could have had it for 15 years before we bought it, and sure, that's what?
It's a long time ago now.
06, so that's 14.
14.
We've about 14 years.
14 years. And look, it hasn't really been done anything now in the last year.
Oh, it hasn't been anything in the last 4 or 5 years since that fan went. And look at time. Our time is our biggest enemy, and well, that's going up to a rented farm now.
Yeah, that's going up to the 590 now to be put inside. Waiting restoration will happen this year.
After 16,
maybe next year.
Abandon all them things.
Yeah,
we couldn't do it.
Yeah. So, anyways, that's really it. There's not much else to say about my lovely first tractor 135. It is a little bit rough around the edges, but like the bonnet, tin work, and all that is pretty solid. Like
a new grade land.
Yeah, it's not going to take a lot, but look, it is what it is. It's a 135. It has its fair share of hardship and work done, and eventually we will get around to it. Won't be this year, maybe next year or the year after.
Well, sure, we have the shed now. We have the shed done up. Like,
yeah,
the loft has come.
The loft has come. All the timbers in for the loft is sitting in the shed.
I'm going to get me dinner.
Right, the loft is sitting in here. We have all our cross beams and stuff, and we have our inch ply for doing the floor. We're just waiting for our steel to come, and this is what the builders were at. They knocked the wall and they're doing something in there that you'll find out about a later date, not just ready. We're also there are potatos. We're going to pick up a potato grader tomorrow, and you'll be watching this. We'll be on our way up to pick up a potato grader to grade the spuds, so we can just grade them into seed and that, and knock some of the dirt off them, because some of them are sprouting in there, and we'll sort that problem. Anyways, so yeah, that is my lovely wee 135. As I said, look, she's rough. She's no show condition pony, but it did what it needs to do. It still starts, still runs, just needs a bit of TLC, tender love and care. But anyways, I'm going to leave it at that for today's video. Competition time now. As some of you may have heard at the very end of my very first video of Vintage Thursdays, when we're looking at the John Deere Model M, I said we were after buying another vintage tractor. When I say we, is more my uncle bought a tractor. It's just a tractor that he had a bit of a hankering after, and one come up for sale locally, and he said yeah, he would buy it. So we have another vintage tractor, or It may, some people may consider a classic, some people may consider a vintage. It kind of borderlines. It's not a Massey, that's one thing. It's not a Massey. That's the only hint I'm going to give you. If you can guess what it is in the description or in the comments down below, the make and model, there is a Farmer Phil Bogner Tour Bollocks t-shirt waiting for you. So I'd be very surprised if anyone gets it. We won't look at it until someone gets it right. Maybe 2 weeks down the road we might have a go and look at the latest addition to our fleet of vintage classic machinery. But anyways, yeah, give your guesses in the comments down below what you think the make and model of our latest purchase is, and we will have a look at it later, and there is a free t-shirt for whoever gets it right. But anyways, I'm going to leave it at that for today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed looking at my first tractor. Ready 135, an absolute workhorse. But anyways, we'll leave it at that. Videos every Tuesday, Thursday and Sunday. Please like and subscribe to the channel, hit that bell button so you get notified about videos that come up, and keep an eye out for next Vintage Thursday. Also, if you want to vote on the next tractor we're going to look at, head over to my Instagram page, to my story, and you can vote there on the next 2 tractors that I'll put up, and you can vote which one you'll get to see next, as I think is a good way of doing the job, because we have quite a few. But anyways, as this last time, we'll leave it at that. That is it from me. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Good luck.